A United Nations Security Council delegation will today visit Myanmar's Rakhine state as part of their mission to get a first-hand view of the Rohingya crisis. It will be the high-profile UN visit to Rakhine since the start of a violent military crackdown in August last year on the Rohingya Muslim minority, which the UN and US have described as ethnic cleansing. Earlier on Sunday, the UN delegation visited Rohingya refugee camps in Bangladesh's Cox's Bazar. Hundreds of Rohingya refugees lined the refugee camp road holding placards and banners demanding citizenship, justice and rights as the UN team visited their camps. Nearly 800,000 Rohingya Muslims have fled their homes in Rakhine state after the military crackdown. Buddhist majority Myanmar has for years denied Rohingyas citizenship, freedom of movement and access to many basic services such as healthcare and education.
Any solo investigation, our difficulties and how our demand to probe and to settle our difficulties. So we are very great. Thank Allah to the Bangladesh government and there's a UN security team.
A United Nations Security Council delegation will today visit Myanmar's Rakhine state as part of their mission to get a first-hand view of the Rohingya crisis. It will be the first high-profile UN visit to Rakhine since the start of a violent military crackdown in August last year on the Rohingya Muslim minority, which the UN and US have described as ethnic cleansing. Earlier on Sunday, the UN delegation visited Rohingya refugee camps in Bangladesh's Cox's Bazar. Hundreds of Rohingya refugees lined the refugee camp road holding placards and banners demanding citizenship, justice and rights as the UN team visited their camps. Nearly 800,000 Rohingya Muslims have fled their homes in Rakhine after the military crackdown there. Buddhist majority Myanmar has for years denied Rohingya citizenship, freedom of movement and access to many basic services such as healthcare and education. And for more on this story, I am joined by WION's Dhaka Bureau Chief Saad Hamadi. Good morning, Saad. What more details do we have about the visit of this UN delegation to Rakhine?
The latest that we gathered is that the Security Council members have visited, they have expressed their dismay, they have said that they would work their hardest to find a solution, the best possible, with regards to the repatriation of the Rohingya refugees. And there is no argument to the repatriation happening, except that the conditions must be conducive for the repatriation to happen. So the delegation would be leaving Bangladesh this morning and be going to Myanmar to evaluate the situation over there and meet the authorities, the government in Myanmar, and discuss further steps as to how the repatriation can take place. The delegates have also said that there is no magic solution to the situation, and clearly at this point in time it's not possible. The situation is not such that the repatriation can immediately take place. What is of major concern right now is to ensure that the refugees have a survival while they're in Bangladesh, because the monsoons are ahead. So they've visited the camps. They're going to be sharing their experiences this morning before their flight. I'm at the airport to attend their briefing, which they'll be sharing very shortly, and we'll get to know more from there.
Indeed. And Saad, when the UNSC team visited the camps in Bangladesh, we have visuals to show that they were greeted by people holding placards and slogans. What was the kind of experience they had while visiting those camps of refugees in Bangladesh itself?
The experience that we have learned from their visit is that they have clearly understood the kind of situation firsthand. They have seen the reports of these of the Rohingya refugees here in Bangladesh, and also the kind of persecution they have lived through. They've heard the experiences of the refugees from their mouths, where victims have said that there's this one lady shared her experience where her husband was killed, she was raped. These are incidents that are very common among the refugees over there that they have experienced in their homeland in Myanmar. And while they've reported, this is the first time the Security Council members have heard it from the refugees directly, and they're going to work on them. What they have assured is that they're going to work their hardest so that the situation happens in a manner that it's sustainable.
Thank you, Saad Hamadi, for joining us with those updates.